Morning, welcome back. The 4th of April, Friday the 4th. You may notice there's something missing out of the workshop. Finally, we got it out. So we had a good day yesterday. Brendan was away, just Tony and I, and basically just fixed all the wiring up, and Tony got all the hydraulic rams back on. For the tines, got them up, we've ran the fan, so it all seems to be hunky-dory. Brendan's just here, he's just been a few years, we've had a couple of sets of twins born just out here from the sheds, so yeah, they're up and about, which is nice. Weather's spot on. I've mentioned in the past for lambing, but it's, yeah, look, we're still high 20s again for a while, so it does look pretty fine for a bit, but we're sort of not too stressed now that we've had that rain. You can just see how green the paddocks are. It's really taken the pressure off the feeding job. So yeah, everything's hooked up here. There's a bit of mucking around with the wiring, but that's not unusual. So we've got basically everything's finished here. We ended up just making up a landing there to stand on to fill the bags, so fill the box, the small seeds box. So that's going to work all right. We can hop up here and tip bags in. I think I'll either buy a little aluminium step ladder or something like that, and we can just tie it up on this landing when we're going. But we just sort of, both the guys looked at it a bit, and yeah, it's probably for an OH&S issue, it needed to be done. So yeah, it hasn't worked out too badly. Possibly even a rail. We'll see how it goes. It might even want a rail across the back of it. This has all worked out pretty well. I did do a couple of laps here yesterday in the yard when Tony was here, just to see how the turn would go. I think it's going to go all right. The only thing I need to do, and I only just thought of it then, is just check the toe in and toe out on the wheels, which we can do. And the other thing, we just need to make up another cradle and just put it across there, just to keep these hoses up out of harm's way. They can get tangled a bit there, and it's a bit sharp, that edge running across there. So what's on the menu today? We're going to go harvesting corn. So Brendan's going to go grader boarding. So if you watched the last video, we got the stubble burned over on Woodlands where we are harvesting corn. So we're just going to run around and fill some bog holes in over there from harvest when it was wet. And there's another paddock here that we burnt the other day too, just 10 hectares that we're going to sow pasture in it. It's a bit rough as well. And we're going to board the rice ground we're going to sow grazing wheat in it, but it sort of get in prep for hopefully rice at the end of this year. So yeah, we'll put the Fendt back on the grader board. Tony's just changing a wheel bearing on the grader board. We're in shares with it with 3 other neighbours. So yeah, he went and picked it up yesterday and just noticed a rough wheel bearing. So I'll unhook this now. It would be good if we had a pull for the big tractor, for the new tractor, I'd put it on the board, but we don't. So it's sort of hard fixed to the bucket. So I do need to get to, and probably early next week, once we get this corn sorted out, yeah, we'll muck around and split that up again and do a bit of work on it and get it mobile, because while the weather's, it's not raining, we could potentially have it going. So it's good to sort of get this bloody thing out of the shed. It's been a bit of a process, but we've got there in the end. So anyway, we'll get it unhooked. We might just fire it up, and yeah, I'll get some blocks of wood to stick under this jack, and yeah, get it apart and get it hooked up to the board. are well into it. We're not halfway. We've got 4 bays done, I think, and there's 9 or 10 here. I just don't remember now. I should know. I'm quartering it or something. Going pretty well. I think we'll be around that 15, 16 tonne to the hectare, which is nice. So yeah, so it's good instant yields anyway. We've have had it up around the 20, so yeah, which is good. But rolling along pretty well. Tony's sort of just keeping up. He is travelling a fair way. So he's sort of back over the trees over there. Moisture's sitting about where it needs to be, so we'll be under that 14. So yeah, keep rolling along. Brendan's here with the grader board. He's just filling in some bog marks there. Prosperous, he's nearly finished doing what he's doing. So I've got to go to town in a couple of hours, about 1 o'clock now. So I'll probably get him to come and hop on the header for me. And don't know whether everything here will fit in the one bag. We'll just see. We do have the mother bin at home, so we've got a couple of chaser binfuls or something left. We might be able to just run it home over there rather than starting a new bag here. Yeah, so we'll just see how it plays out. I don't know whether the block at home of the same variety, just different soil type back there. I don't know whether it'll be dry enough, but we'll leave it. We'll have a crack at it Monday anyway. I'm not going to work over the weekend. Got local footy starting again tomorrow, being Saturday, so we'll be in there all day helping out, watching the kids play netball and that sort of stuff. So yeah, but it's nice to finally work all summer and now finally, spend all summer growing it and finally get the chance to harvest it. So just the headland where it sort of drowned where we sowed it, we did run out of seed as well actually, so if we go corn again in here next year, we'll probably try and remedy that somehow. The outlets were leaking a bit, so yeah, anyway. No GPS, so we're bare nomadic steering. Yeah, which is alright if you've got both hands, but if you're trying to talk to the camera and do both things, again. So that's the corn. It basically just takes the kernel off the cob. Sort of try and get as little as the bits of cob in the sample as we can. Tony's having a battle keeping up, but anyway, that's all right. I'll just show you quickly. So yeah, we want to try and get the cobs out in bigger form as we can. Basically, the rotor's we've only got the rotor going about 300, 350, as opposed to if we were wheat or canola, we're sort of 900. It's spinning a lot quicker. And yeah, what's going on with the front? All we're really doing is taking the cobs off the plant. So you've got these snapper rollers here that are pulling the stalk downwards, and then you've got the feed-in chains that are basically feeding the cobs in. So we're not putting much product through the machine like all the trash and that is. The head's doing all the work. So that's where you get good capacity out of the machine. So this is a blow run I did the other day. So Tony will run down there. I can skip 8 rows, and Tony can go down there. We can unload on the run. So yeah, he's back here now. So enough talking, more work. Yeah, running. Got it outside 2 rows here, or 3 rows are on a check bank, so I'm a little bit of a lean. What I've done, I can tilt the front laterally, so I've just tilted it just to level it up a bit. So we're making sure we're getting all the cobs rather than that end of the cone sticking up in the air. Don't usually sow the plant the check banks, but we sort of did this year. Just you don't get as much. The burrs and that don't grow as much on the check banks if they've got competition. So sort of seems to have worked pretty well. Although the crop isn't as good as what it would be if it was, you know, out in the bay. But it, yeah, just sort of helps with weed control more so than anything. And away he goes. Said I think the other day, there's plenty going on at the moment. We've got neighbours through the fence here, boom spray work, and they're spreading lime or gypsum or something, spreaders going. Another neighbour over a couple of paddocks, he's burning stubble. We've got the grader board working here with us, so it's that time of year where there's plenty of activity going on in the paddocks. Good time of year. Got the brake on the bagger set on the wheels, and it just it'll press that pressure, and then it just walks along on its own as it builds it back in the bag. just like that, he's gone again. So he's having a battle keeping up, that's alright. So we've got stretch lines on the bag here. Just to basically say you don't overfill it, I suppose, and you're not underfilling it also. But we just leave the tractor running. And yeah, you can sort of dump and run then. But pretty well, as quick as you can auger it in, it'll stick it in the bag. So these are 9-foot bags. They do make a 10-foot bag as well, but it's a different machine too to load it. So anyway, it's good way for paddock storage. It'll probably be there for a month or 2 months, something like that. So, but yeah, put them in the right spot. There's no reason why that. We could leave that bag here 12 months if we needed to. So, but yeah, hopefully it won't be here that long. So, yeah. Anyway, I'll move on to the next job, and these guys, it's about 20 metres left in the bag, so we're not sure whether it's going to actually, whether we're going to run out of space or not. So we'll just have to wait and see on that one. Alright, end of the day, end of the video. Pretty sunset. It's cooled down actually. You normally have a jumper on. So the boys got that block finished. We weren't actually sure how long the bags were. We've had 75 metre bags in the past, and I stepped it out and thought, oh, there's only another 20 metres. But I just got back here and looked at the other one. We've got the shed here, and it's actually a 100 metre bag. So it's all fitted in the one bag, which has been really good. So don't know a yield. We'll have to have another look at the header. I'm not actually sure how much we'd get in a bag, that 100 metre bag. So we'd be close on 300 tonne, but Tony reckoned there was still probably a bit left on the bagger. So I'll have a look at some stage and try and work it out, but the header will give us a rough idea anyway. So, but good to get a bit off. We'll have the weekend, and then we'll get this other block done on Monday, moisture permitting. I suspect the moisture on it may still be a little bit high, just different soil type. It seems to have hung on a bit longer, just even with the colour in the plant. So yeah, anyway, just been on the phone, not that you can see the tractor, just been on the phone before to the Chris, who we bought the tractor off, just talking about it and setting it up and with the bucket and that sort of stuff. So he's been really good, and he's got a few bits and pieces for us, and he's actually talking about coming over and giving us a hand to set it up, which would be bloody fantastic. So obviously he's working too, so we've just got to shuffle days around, and when we know the GPS is coming to get installed, which I haven't heard, hopefully next week, we can spend a bit of time on it. But yeah, we'll just see this. Yeah, if we can get sowing next week. Well, it'll just give me a bit of time to have be able to think about it and stand there and sort of nut out how we're going to attack it. So, but yeah, it's for bigger fish to fry at the moment. So, anyway, yeah, hope you enjoyed it. Good to get a bit of corn stripped. Yeah, keep liking, keep subscribing, and you'll see you in the next one. Ta-da.